What's up, guys? It's ItsADemi, and I'm here again with your future king.
What's up, Holmes?
And today, it's morphin' time, because today we're talking about would you rather be... Well, would you rather...
Caught your hair first.
Yes, would you rather be cybernetically enhanced...
Or the owner of a power suit.
The owner of a power suit. Now, we're going to be discussing the various complications with each, and basically, hopefully, through the pros and cons, we'll be able to figure out which is more desirable. Alright, so let's start with you yet again. Always get first. Why do you get first? Alphabet? Yeah, we'll go alphabet. Okay, so go ahead. Tell me what you would prefer, whether you would prefer to be cybernetically enhanced or to be the owner of a power suit, and why.
It's difficult, very difficult choice, because...
I agree, this one's probably the most difficult that we've done in a while.
Because
we've done through.
Power suits are cool, and you can have like an Iron Man suit and fly around, but they're fucking vulnerable to hacking, theft, all kinds of shit.
Yes, for sure, cybernetic enhancements.
As long as you're not wearing them. Well, like a cybernetic enhancement, depending on what it is, no one's going to steal your arm. Well, they might, but...
Stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself.
But it's not as likely if you just take your arm and replace it. But then again, it's also a form of mutilation that surgically remove your arm and replace it with a robotic one. So
now, if it were to get chopped off, cybernetic enhancement would be a key thing to do. And technology's getting towards that, guys, so don't rule this out as a possibility. Technology is moving along with prosthetics.
Well, there are some really high-tech prosthetics, and a lot of cybernetic. There's some guys with cameras in their replacing their eyes.
Blind people. There are blind people who have camera in a pair of sunglasses. Blind people driving for the first time in their life. I mean, they're not as advanced enough to see color just yet, but they're advanced enough that they can see the world around them.
And there was a guy I saw on some sort of internet video or something. He put magnets surgically into his fingertips so he could find like small screws and shit when he's working.
That's cool.
Just kick it right up.
That's pretty cool. Now, me personally, I'd say it's a really fucking tough decision, and until the end of this, I can't really say which I would prefer. But I'll list out some pros and cons that I see with each of them. With cybernetic enhancements, one of the biggest cons is getting addicted to it. Because, I mean, feeling that much power, just being able to have that much power, and it's all. I mean, it's not
by the time,
all you.
If you keep doing it, by the time you're through, you'll be melting. You'll be more machine than man.
You'd be Darth Vader.
Yeah.
But I mean, imagine it. You've got a robotic arm that you can fucking punch concrete with. You don't feel the pain, and because that is not limited by your brain, because it's not really destroying muscles, except maybe some pectoral muscles, depending on how far back you get it replaced. Other than pectoral muscles, it's not really destroying any muscles to use that much power. So the inhibitions from your brain are absolutely gone. You're basically superhuman, and now the biggest con with it is the addiction to it. You could overdo it so easily. And, I mean, if you were to get your brain replaced, like completely replaced or even partially enhanced cybernetically, then
you're
hacking
vulnerable to viral attacks and hacking.
Exactly.
I mean, if you basically, if you connect yourself to the internet, you're dumb as shit.
Yes.
Don't do that.
At this point, there is so much people can do without even connecting to the internet. They can just connect to a specific device remotely, and they can fuck up your world.
It seems like a good idea to connect to the internet because you have access to all that information. But one virus, and you're fucking sitting over there on your computer, on your chair, just and your arm malfunctions, start punching yourself in the face.
But at the same time, you have to consider the fact that if you were to connect, first off, it's a bad idea to connect to the internet at all, even if your brain is cybernetically enhanced. It's a bad idea because the brain is probably the world's strongest supercomputer. However, even the brain can only hold so much information before it crashes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just connecting yourself to the internet and having all the information of everything at all times, it would crash. You wouldn't even need a virus. No one would have to upload a virus. Connect to the internet.
Yeah, you get all the information that was ever thought of.
Exactly. You'd be the world's smartest man.
You'd be the world's
smartest
vegetable.
With it. Exactly. But it's not hard to be the world's smartest vegetable. But let's see. Making a special appearance in today's episode, we have possibly the guest reflection of Sweetie Pie.
No,
Scoot
no.
the camera over this way a little bit.
What?
Maybe.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
So we're not gonna get sweetie playing this. Anyway.
You got my hand.
Unless I want to turn the video. Shall we turn the video? Hi.
So we might get her input on this, but if we do, she's gonna have to come over here.
I don't know about that. We can't. I don't know if a PewDiePie fan can be intellectually. Yo, PewDiePie fan.
Yes.
Time to get out of here.
But anyway.
You're surrounded.
Now, some pros and cons of a power suit. First off, when you take it off, you're still 100% human. There's nothing.
That's a pro and a con, because when you're out of the suit, you're just as vulnerable as anybody else.
It is,
but you can still be a normal guy and have your normal sex life and be sexy and be like
exactly. So even if you are just a normal human outside of the power suit, if you're smart enough or have people working for you who are smart enough, if you're smart enough or have enough money or both, then you can do like Iron Man, for example, and get it on a call switch. Just fucking hit a switch, a giant vending machine comes out and attaches itself to you. That'd be fucking badass. Well, I mean, either way, there's huge pros to each of them, but also the cons are just as devastating, because someone can alter your power suit to explode as soon as it starts.
They can tamper with it in any way.
Steal it. I mean, they can
just straight up steal it and then come at you with your own power suit. And then
you're like, well, shit. So you better have some backups. Or they can steal your technology, because that's a huge possibility. Any of these, really, would you rather, any of them that are about technology, are the huge con is going to be that people can steal the technology and make it themselves.
It's hard. It's really hard to have fail-safe for advanced technology.
But let's see. That's one of the biggest cons I can think of.
Even if you had the best possible technological security system on your shit, somebody out there could be just a little bit smarter and hack the shit.
Yeah. I mean, first off, we've got groups like Anonymous. Fucking government hackers. Fucking put,
autopilot your suit and just fucking whipping your ass with your own shit.
Exactly, and no one's even in it. They've done hacks on the government. They've done hacks on the FBI. Fucking hacks everywhere. They can do whatever the fuck they want, and no one can stop them because their IPs are completely untraceable.
Now, with a cybernetic enhancement, as long as you don't put any sort of AI or software into it, it's only mechanical, then you don't have...
As long as it's just wires that are either reading muscle movements...
You have a lot less risk of temperament or being
or
manipulated
straight up
by
hooked
somebody.
up to your spine. If it's straight up hooked up to your spinal column and just reading information coming straight from your brain, then first off, the reaction speed is better. Because first off, it's mechanical, so it's got a better reaction speed than a human. Second off, it's not taking time to read your muscle movements like the more advanced prosthetics that they have nowadays that read muscle movements. But I mean, honestly, the cybernetic enhancement seems like a better option. However,
depends on how far you go with your cybernetic.
Yes, it depends on how much you can control yourself. Because if you can't control yourself, if you have the type of personality,
Ex Machina,
Deus Ex Machina, yeah.
That guy,
if you have
fucking everything is fucking.
If you have the kind of personality that you get addicted to things very easily, I don't recommend cybernetic enhancements at all. I don't recommend power suits either, because you'll get addicted to that bitch and be running around with it. And eventually, when someone takes it from you, you're just going to be in a little corner sucking your thumb in the fetal position. So really, if you're easily addicted, I don't recommend either of these options. However, when I originally thought of doing this video, I was going to go with the cybernetic enhancements, but now I'm starting to second guess that.
Well, have you played the Borderlands the pre-sequel at all?
No.
Well, there's a character on there, Wilhelm, who is addicted to cybernetic enhancements. So in the story, he's got a bunch of enhancements or whatever, but in the first game, or the second game, you fight him and he's basically a giant robot. Because by that point, he's already completely eliminated himself as a human being. Right. He's just a robot with a brain in a jar or some shit. Or maybe he downloaded
it. Now, it may sound ridiculous to some of you to think, addicted to cybernetic enhancements, why would I get addicted to removing a limb of mine to get it replaced with a machine? Think about it this way. Tattoos.
In the first one, it's like, oh, that's cool. And then you got one right here, and then like 2 or 3 years later, whole sleeve.
Exactly.
All down your back.
Everyone who has a tattoo knows they're addictive as hell. You get one. Now, there are a few people who don't get addicted to it, but they're the ones with more strong willpower. Now, just about anyone with a tattoo will tell you, I can't wait to get my next tattoo. I'm sure everyone has heard that. Yeah. If they know anyone with a tattoo, I'm sure. I mean, you see them with a fucking sleeve. They got their whole back done. They got like this little spot on their chest.
Tina and Chris.
Every time I see my cousin Tina, she's telling me about the next tattoo she wants to get.
Exactly.
Every time.
I mean, they got like this little spot on their chest, just around their nipple or something that isn't tattooed yet.
It's like, I don't have ink here. I need it.
I'm gonna get me a little heart right here that says "Mom" inside it. And then you can just rip it off, turn it upside down, and it says "Wow." Really, guys? Really?
Just turn the knobs.
If you're gonna get tattoos, I suggest blacklight tattoos though, because those are badass. Get your skeletal structure and a blacklight tattoo. No one can see it. Then you go under a blacklight. Boom! Instant skeletal. Or heat on. Yeah. Whatever you want to call it.
Whoever you want to be.
We'll push the button.
Can't see that.
Okay, so we decided that our background, our lovely background, is going to be something related to the winner of the last video. So in the last video, we had Super Saiyan Gogeta? Vegito? It was Vegito.
Vegito, yeah.
We had Super Saiyan Vegito in the background.
There were some sexy earrings hanging off that face.
Those earrings are sexy. I wasn't doing the whole orgasm face for Vegito. The earrings are awesome, and I would love to have some Portera earrings. That should be one of our videos.
Portera versus
Sorry. That was sweetie.
No. Portera earrings versus. Well, we'll discuss that later.
Well, if it was me, the camera would have been in the floor.
Versus something else. Fusion, or not fusion versus something else that's fusion. Fusion versus something else that makes you more powerful. But let's see.
Portera versus gravity training.
Gravity training.
Yeah.
And Portera.
Yeah. Once you're at your max, it's like, all right, let's see what we can do.
But let's see. Originally, I was gonna go on the side of cybernetic enhancements, but I'm glad I waited because I'm starting to lean more towards the power suit because I enjoy myself the way I am. Like, it would be, don't get me wrong, it would be awesome to be walking around with fucking cybernetic arms and shit, especially if they could be disguised to still look like human anatomy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I enjoy the way I am. I enjoy the way I look.
Also, having muscle and being able to build it and stuff.
Yes. I mean, other than a couple...
You can't really tone an arm that's made out of robotics except for just keep
other than a couple psychological things and a couple personality things, I wouldn't change myself for anything. So, I mean, cybernetic enhancements, to me personally, seems something that I would never do. Now, don't get me wrong, I will get tattoos. But I mean, I like myself the way I am now.
I would have been tattooed, but I haven't decided what I want to do yet. It's got to be something.
I know what.
It has to be something that looks good on the body of the future king who's flying around shirtless with a big 5-10 sword. Check out my non-muscles.
But I'm happy with the way I am. So cybernetic enhancements, personally, to me, while they would be cool, it wouldn't be something I would do. Now, granted, this is supposed to be, well, it is biased, but it's not supposed to be whether we personally would get them or not. But
which one is, in the end, better.
Right, but to be honest, I'd have to go with the power suit. Yeah, it's harder to fail-safe it than it is with cybernetic enhancements.
But then if your fail-safes fail, which one's worse? Would you rather have somebody steal your power suit, or would you rather have somebody fucking hijack your body and control
exactly.
you? Now you're walking down the street committing crimes that you don't want to fucking do. Maybe you want to be a criminal,
but you
don't want to do the crimes that they're telling you.
Let me share a little bit about myself. My 100% greatest fear, other than being unable to move my arms or legs, is to not be able to control myself. That's why I've gone through extensive martial arts training and meditation to keep myself under control so I never fly off the handle or go ape shit or anything like that, because I hate not being in control of myself, and it is one of my biggest fears. So cybernetic enhancements, for those fail-safes to fail, that is my nightmare, realized.
So one day, all of a sudden, oh look, I'm so buff, oh god, I can't do nothing, just punching everybody.
Punching an old lady in the face repeatedly.
It's like, I'm so sorry, old lady, why is your head gone? Oh, my bad.
But I mean, with a power suit, even if someone
got a remote control,
if someone were to hijack it while you're in it, yes, they can make you do things that you don't want to, but you are still in control to the point if you've got an eject switch. Yeah, as long as you're not flying over the Atlantic or anything.
I'd rather be flying over the Atlantic than flying over New York eject.
Well, I mean,
just fall into the ocean or fall into a skyscraper.
If someone were to hijack my suit, I would deal with it until they get me to a place where I can eject safely, and then I would. Because, first off, most of the fail-safes are probably going to be keeping it from wireless connection. Like, not just internet wireless connection, but from remote connection. So people can't just hack into my shit and control it from their computer.
Anything that has a wireless receptor on it. That way it cannot receive
the only
signals
downside,
from anywhere.
It won't be able to receive... It definitely won't comply with... whatever it is on almost
shit.
Yes.
Or
it will not be able to receive.
No, fuck you. I'm not letting you manipulate my
If you've noticed, almost every piece of technology somewhere on it says that this piece of technology complies with whatever the fuck thing it is that says it does not give off harmful interference and it will receive any harmful interference even at the sake of malfunction.
Yeah.
So first off, my power suit is not going to comply. Not at all, because it will not receive any interference.
Sure one of these remotes have it somewhere.
It probably will give off interference. My phone does, but I mean, I'd have to take the battery out to show you. Yeah. And I'm kind of recording on that, so I can't do that.
And ahead!
But, let's see. I've got to lean towards the power suit.
It's just in general safe.
And Sweetie Pie just gave you bunny ears.
Why you gotta be like that? Anyway, well, I mean, we're sitting here discussing power suits or cybernetic enhancements.
Hey, that is an adult conversation. You are not old enough. If you are not old enough to drive a car, you are not old enough to cybernetically enhance yourself. That's the law.
I'm pretty sure there's no law on cybernetic enhancement.
There will be as soon as it exists. But the second that it exists, they will be making laws.
There will be huge limitations on it, and power suits too.
Yeah.
Now,
power suits will probably be outlawed except for military or police use. You won't even have personal power suits.
Huge downside to both. Huge downside to both. EMP grenades.
Yeah, it's worse if you're a cybernetic.
It is a lot worse.
Because now you
can still eject with a series of levers, like a parking brake, rather than
gears instead of
software.
Yeah. But once you're
if you're already
unless your cybernetic enhancements are auto mail, in which case they cannot be manipulated in any way by your own except for by your own muscular tissue.
True.
If you can make auto mail, you might have an excuse to use some cybernetics.
Alright, gotta break the fourth wall again, guys. If anyone out there is smart enough to make auto mail, please let me know. Because while I do enjoy myself the way I am, auto mail is a little bit too badass.
Because I would literally give my arm, I would literally give an arm and a leg.
Exactly. Exactly. I would pay an arm and a leg for them. I mean, that'd be epic. But still, that's not really cybernetic enhancements. That's more, that's prosthetics.
Yeah,
it's
advanced. It's extremely advanced prosthetics.
Right, but it's not really.
It's not cybernetic because you're not using any software at all. You're not using wires.
Now that you mention that, really, you can't make cybernetic enhancements that's not got any software, because that's kind of the definition of cybernetic. It has to have some minor software. Now, it can be fail-safe, but again, fail-safes can be cracked. And worst case scenario, you are completely out of control of yourself with no way
you don't
to get rid of it.
Now, in terms of combat or whatever,
I mean, you could just pop off your arm, but
then you're running around. Pop off your arms and legs and just be a fucking chicken nugget sitting there with a head.
Then your legs are running around, kicking people in the face. Your arms are punching that old lady still.
How the hell are they punching if they're on the fucking ground?
They're on the ground going pop, smack.
Now they're just crawling around like this and crawling up people and grabbing them by the throat, choking them to death. Just choke slam them. It's got like little jet boosters on it, so slam people into the ground.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Throw your arm at somebody.
Rocket fist, bitches.
I mean, even the worst case scenario of either, there's a way to prevent, or at least get out of the worst case scenario of a power suit, while worst case scenario of a cybernetic enhancement.
And you're in the mirror.
Yeah, either you have to rip off your arms and legs, and whatever else is cybernetically attached, including brain tissue, heart, eyes. I mean, anything that would be cybernetically enhanced.
If I was going to cybernetically enhance myself, it would just be one eye, not both. That way, one would enhance targeting and zoom and all that good shit.
If you can.
Infrared, any type of advanced camera I could get in there.
If I were to cybernetically enhance myself, which is a huge if for me, it would be one arm and one eye.
You did piece.
I would like to have the jacks, the double arms.
Lower.
Yes, but also if I were to get hacked or whatever, I can deal without one arm. I can deal without one arm. So, to be honest, power suit beats cybernetic enhancement.
Just for safety reasons. But now, now think about it in combat terms.
In combat terms, cybernetic enhancement's all the fucking way. Because if your power suit gets fucked up and you have to eject from it, you're a fucking human sitting there against someone who just fucked up your power suit.
You're right.
And if also, you've got cybernetic enhancements,
with your cybernetic enhancements, you can increase the way you can overclock your brain, so you can react faster to anything.
Now, while that brings significant damage to yourself and your brain cells, still you're reacting much faster because a good portion of your body is machine, or at least that one portion of your body is machine enough.
Your body will actually be able to move at the speed of your thought instead of a delay like it is now.
Like right now, I could think about punching you in the face, and it's going to take a minute for my fist to reach your face. With my brain overclocked on some fucking cybernetic PCP, it's going to be straight up, just BAM! I wonder what would happen if I punched him in the face.
Oh, too late. My head's gone. Oh, that's what happened. I saw the future.
Pretty much. I mean, I wouldn't even get the thought out before I punched you in the face.
Which is also dangerous because it impulse control. Just like I want to punch that part. Oh god, I already did.
Like Jim Carrey said, you could be standing in front of someone, could be your best friend in the whole world. My goodness, I just fire out and hit him right now. He wouldn't expect a thing. And before you even get my goodness out, his head's clear across the fucking parking lot, and he's flopping around on the ground, and you're standing there. My goodness. Oh shit. Dude, are you okay? No.
My bad. I should have put one more failsafe on there.
Let's not keep my brain overclocked all the time. Let's set it so I can activate it when I need to.
Just that one. That 1 second delay, so I can make sure that this is what I want to do before I do it.
Yeah. And of course, because of that overclock, that 1 second delay would be enough to be like, oh shit.
No.
My goodness. Oh no.
Even his reflection is mine. You do not have him.
I almost killed you just now.
Do you have this?
I almost made
Brandon. I do.
You realize talking that close to the camera, it picks up every word you say louder than we're talking right now.
Haha.
I'm just saying. Everything you're saying to her, if you don't want it on camera, it's on camera.
Oh well.
So how about be professional? Jeez.
We're not really professional. I just talked about punching you in the face.
That's very professional for the conversation we're having.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But let's see.
Yeah, well, I made her give your reflection bunny ears.
You're just pulling out fucking sickles and trying to kill people. It just has nothing to do with cybernetic enhancement.
Yeah, it does.
Unless you're just going to attach a sickle to yourself. That's not a cybernetic enhancement. That's just an enhancement.
That's just stupid.
I'll have sickles for him.
You're going to be a really weird Baraka. Barack Obama.
Really? No.
Just imagine Barack Obama. He's just walking around the fucking...
This is what I think about your paperwork.
That's how he got elected.
Paperwork. Fuck your paperwork. Slice. So, has your mind changed at all? You were going with cybernetic enhancements earlier.
You're standing on my U-gear card. I'd rather you did. I mean, come on, man. Don't you know where your feet are at?
No.
Alright, so let's think about it.
Originally, you were going with cybernetic enhancements.
In terms of pure combat, cybernetic enhancements are the shit and legit.
Hell yeah. And
but in terms of fail-safes, you are way more fucked if somebody gets into your cybernetic enhancements than your suit.
Right, and that's the biggest problem, because if you're...
And you can always replace power suits if they get damaged or whatever.
And if you are in combat, then odds are someone's going to want to shut your shit down.
You have to be the most... basically the biggest supercomputer we have right now that's government controlled, that has all the fail-safes in the fucking world. You have to have 10 times that many fail-safes.
Right, because Anonymous has already hacked their
fail-safes. You have to have 10 times as many fucking fail-safes because it's on you and someone has already fucking hacked the strongest shit we got. So.
Exactly. So we need technology. Well, even if our we need the government alone to enhance supercomputers to like beyond what we have right now, because if anyone else does it and it gets out there, there's going to be ways to hack it. I mean, hacking is always improving, so regardless of how many fail-safes or what level of fail-safes you have on anything technology, someone out there can and could hack it. So speaking just in terms of the worst case scenario, the power suit gets it, because going into combat with any sort of enhancement, be it a power suit or cybernetic, then someone out there is going to want your shit shut down.
They're going to be attacking it virally.
Exactly. It's like Joker would not exist if it weren't for Batman. Lex Luthor would not exist if it weren't for Superman.
No, Lex Luthor would still exist.
Well, he would still exist, but he wouldn't be as badass as he is.
He wouldn't have a giant power suit, but he'd still be trying to rule the world. He'd still be trying
exactly.
He wouldn't need a power suit because there's no one to punch.
But the only reason Joker does any of the shit he does is because Batman is there to try and stop him. Yeah. He gets off on it. And I mean,
he'd probably still fuck shit
basically,
up, but
heroes create the villains.
Well, heroes start out to stop the villains that already exist, but then because they're more powerful, they bring out more powerful villains.
Exactly.
Because villains are like, hey, there's a guy over there who's all peaceful.
Superheroes bring out supervillains. Yeah.
Superheroes are great fucking stopper.
Let's take Spider-Toby 1. Spider-Toby 1. Green Goblin did not exist until Spider-Man did.
Yep. There were no
there's no guarantee that he wouldn't have existed without Spider-Man existing.
Yeah, still went there.
Because it was an accident. He was trying to prove that his formula worked, and they ran out of subjects. So he had to do it on himself.
Well, he wouldn't have been targeting Spider-Man or Spider-Man, but he might have still fucked up.
He would have went great. He destroyed the whole board of directors for his company. And if it weren't for Spider-Man, he would have stayed psycho and killed a lot more people. So regardless, superheroes create supervillains. Because there are bad guys in the world already. There are people who exist just to murder, rape, and steal.
Well, but it's just escalation, like the cops say. If they go and get fucking heavy artillery, then the motherfuckers they're fighting will go get heavier artillery to fight them. So if the superhero exists, then the fucking villains have to be like, well, damn, we got to get stronger, or we ain't gonna stand a chance. So then they become super villains instead of just villains.
Exactly. So.
But that's for a different conversation.
So naturally, So naturally, we're gonna have. With any sort of combat, other than just recreational use of a power suit or like birthdays and shit, birthday parties with an Iron Man suit.
That's so stupid.
It is, but if you do any kind of combat with it, I'll throw this bat at you. I'm gonna throw this bat at you. If you do any kind of combat with any sort of suit or enhancement, people will try to improve themselves to combat it. And if they can't improve themselves, they're going to figure out a way to hack your shit. So just by going off the safest, which we have to, because that's a huge.
It's got to be the power suit.
It's got to be the power suit.
That's the. Now, if you're going to fight the two, a cybernetically enhanced dude versus a dude in a power suit, the dude who's cybernetically enhanced will fuck him up because he can tear the power suit off of him, and then he's just a regular guy inside.
Right.
But now if they both have the way to hack each other, now if they can both hack the guy in the power suit,
then they're just going to stand across from each other like the two cyborgs in Injustice and start hacking each other constantly while trying to repair themselves.
Yeah. until one of them wins.
Wait a second. What if you have a cyber suit and cybernetic?
Now, if you have cybernetic enhancements and a power suit, that would be awesome. However, we can't consider both as a possibility in these videos because we're trying to decide which one is more.
If you did have both, you would be twice as vulnerable because now they can hack your suit and you at the same time.
Yeah.
So you get out your suit just in time, and then they hack you.
They hack your suit, and you're flying over the Atlantic. You're like, I gotta get out of here at the earliest, safest convenience. You land in London, start punching an old lady in the face, jump out the suit. And then you're standing there like, ha, I made it. Sorry, old lady.
And go.
Okay, so we figured out there's cake ready. We keep getting interrupted.
It's a non-stop thing.
Non-stop.
I'm gonna have to start locking the door on these videos.
No kidding, right? But then we're gonna hear knock, 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 knock. Open the door, knock, knock. Who's there? But anyway, so we've decided Power Suit beats Cybernetic enhancements simply because of safety. Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, unless you have to make sure that your ejection is geared, because if not, you don't want to be trapped in your fucking own suit. Yeah. Because that would be way worse than being controlled as a cybernetic human. Because now you're trapped in a fucking
Not
steel
only
cage.
am I claustrophobic, not only am I unable to move my arms and legs, but I am also out of control of myself. It would be awful. Yeah, like two of my biggest fears, really.
Just stuck in a suit.
Fucking awful.
Just destroying it.
I mean, I would think of all that shit too, because obviously I already have. We're sitting here discussing it, so now I've thought of it, so I'll remember that.
Yeah.
Levers and pulleys and gears.
Yeah. No electrical things on your ejector.
Yep. Well, that's it for this video.
Wait, before we end, can we go punch old ladies in the face?
No.
Dang
We're not punching old ladies in the face.
What?
Specifically.
She's not here.
Yeah, she's not here. She's at the beach. We can't punch her.
She ain't got there yet.
That's it.
If we had a power suit, we could catch up.
Or cybernetic enhancements. We can run faster. But Power Suit is better, guys, and that's all for this video. Tune in next week, and we will discuss, would you rather be paper or plastic? That's all for today, and as always, laughter does good like a medicine, so keep watching, keep laughing, and keep living. Jamatane.
This week.